And just to back it up a bit, a procedural furnace. Furnace.
That was not cash at all. I started Immisearch. Fuck. This is so... Okay. And insurance. Insurance.
Insurance.
Yeah.
Insurance. Protection plan to protect you against poor service and guarantee fully licensed. Okay.
Hey guys, it's Rachel. I made a video several months ago about not trusting agencies, and I actually made a follow-up video about this on why they must be avoided. From last year to this year, my message is still consistent, and I'm still pretty adamant on not using agencies for your immigration applications. So in order to drive this point home, I'll share a case study, because it's been a while. But yes, I found a recent case study where IRCC is going further than just refusing the applicant's application, but they're also punishing the applicant for using an agent. This is a sad case, and it's a very common case that happens across the world. I hope you can learn from the applicant's experience and avoid agencies at all costs. And with that, let's start with the story. The applicant is from Ghana and is 59 years old. Her son is a permanent resident of Canada, and he has a vow renewal ceremony coming up. He invited her to visit him in Canada to attend the ceremony. In January 2019, she submitted a tourist visa to visit her son in Canada. In the application, it asked whether someone helped her with her application, to which she answered no. Her application was received and reviewed by a visa officer. Immediately, the visa officer suspected that she used an agent for her application. This suspicion arose because her application had similarities to other applications done by the same agent, like documents used, contact details, etc. On May 2nd, 2019, the visa officer sent her a procedural fairness letter. And just to back it up a bit, a procedural fairness letter is basically a letter requesting the applicant to explain or respond to a concern that the visa officer may have about their application. If you get this letter, it's usually a bad sign. So that visa officer is asking her to explain whether or not she used an agent for her application. The procedural fairness letter also stated that she signed her visitor visa application and swore that she truthfully answered all the questions. Truthfully. Every time you sign an immigration application, you are declaring that all the information in the application is accurate, true, and complete. On May 8, 2019, or in less than a week, she responded with a simple letter denying that she had used an agent. So she took this fair warning with a grain of salt, aka she did not take this letter seriously. A proper response would have been done using persuasive arguments backed up with evidence and law. Usually, in cases like this, you would approach an immigration lawyer to give you guidance and a proper response. Not long after, on May 13th, 2019, the visa officer refused her application and determined that she cannot come to Canada due to misrepresentation. Holy misrepresentation. And to give you the 411, misrepresentation means that you were caught lying on your visa application. Misrepresentation is one of the severest punishments in immigration. It is a very severe penalty that bans you from entering Canada for a long time. It says that you are banned from Canada in the next 5 years, but even if the time has passed and you want to reapply to come to Canada, your chances are super low because IRCC has you on record for lying. IRCC is super unlikely to believe much of what you say in your new application and will likely just hand you another refusal letter. She contacted an immigration lawyer to appeal her refusal. But long story short, she lost the appeal. It's a sad case, but it's not her fault. I mean, most people don't even know what they're signing up for, and they just blindly put their trust and money on their agent. So here are a couple things I noticed while studying this case. One is the officer's experience and training in identifying applications done by an agent. They have their own internal database, guys, that sifts and screens through thousands of applications with similar characteristics. They compare those characteristics to see if an application was done by an agent or not. Second, Immigrations Canada may be using artificial intelligence to aid them in their investigation. And with the rise of technology and immigration, it comes as no surprise that these two things will work together in the near future. Third, the applicant was given an opportunity to explain herself or to tell the truth, but she probably took the agent's advice and continued the lie, or she probably thought that it was not too big of a deal. And well, we already know the outcome. Fourth, she hired an immigration lawyer after the fact, or when things got messy. The irony here is that the mess could have been avoided if she just hired an immigration lawyer or consultant in the first place. She could have used the money she paid to the agent to the lawyer or consultant instead, so that she could have avoided the headache, additional forked costs, and effort spent on her application. And mind you guys, this is for a tourist visa application, which is one of the most simplest applications you could make. Lastly, there is no such thing as a small lie, especially in immigration. If you lie directly or indirectly and get caught, then that's the end of your journey. Misrepresentation is not a joke, and this is one of the cases that showcases the impact of using an agent for your immigration application. And the even sadder part here is that the agent took none of the mess nor any of the liability. And I know, like, Rach, cut me some slack. Like, you sound like such a Debbie Downer right now. And I know, and I hate it because I don't want to be using scare tactics to teach you a lesson. At the end of the day, I'm just sharing this story because I come with good intentions to educate and inform. I want you to know that these things happen in real life, and I want you to be cautious of who you trust. So, if you are going to hire someone to help you with your immigration application to come to Canada, make sure that that person is accepted by IRCC and is legit to help you with your immigration application. Seek legal help from an immigration lawyer or registered immigration consultant. So remember when I told you that immigration and technology will come hand in hand in the near future? Well, it's already here. And with that, I want to introduce Kevin and Eva from Immisearch, who will tell us more about who they are and what they do. So hi Kevin and Eva, can you kindly introduce yourselves?
Hey guys, I'm Kevin and this is Eva. We're the two co-founders here at Immisearch, and we use technology to make immigration safe and simple for people moving to Canada.
My name's Eva, as Kevin mentioned. I'm one of the co-founders at Immisearch. I'm an immigrant myself, came to Canada when I was 16. That's why I really want to help people who are like me through Immisearch.
I'm curious, what made you start Immisearch? Like, I'd like to know the origin story.
Immigrating to a new country is a pretty complex process, and when you mix a complex process with a vulnerable population, you end up creating the perfect hunting ground for scammers and illegal businesses. I started Immisearch after seeing countless people being robbed of their dreams of moving to Canada by these unregulated agents and illegal businesses. These people end up coming to you with enticing offers and promises and guarantees of a successful application, but they only leave you with no money and a complicated case that prevents you from moving to Canada. I help people move to Canada legally and safely.
Okay, you mentioned that you want to help others the legal way. What do you mean by that?
Only certain professions in Canada are legally able to provide immigration services for a fee. The two main professions are regulated Canadian immigration consultants and immigration lawyers. The number one thing that I hear from our clients is that they believe that their representative should be legal because they come from a big company making lots of money and they've been around for a very long time. But this can't be further from the truth. It's actually estimated that there are more illegal businesses around the world offering Canadian immigration services than ones that are actually authorized by the Canadian government to do so. This is because the government of Canada can't really do anything about businesses that are operating outside of Canada. These businesses will submit your immigration application and hope that you don't get caught. But what happens when you do? Well, the case that Rachel explained to you earlier is a prime example of what happens.
And how does this tie in with Immisearch?
So Immisearch is a web platform that connects people with regulated Canadian immigration consultants that speak their language and also have experience in similar cases. At Immisearch, safety and also making sure students are getting really good service are very important to us. That's why we created something called Insurance Protection Plan, where students can be protected against poor service and also making sure every single person they find through our platform are verified and licensed. If not, we want to make sure they can get their money back.
Now, how can people use your services?
Yeah, so using Immisearch is actually quite simple. All you need to do is click on Find an Immigration Consultant button on our homepage, and then at the top you can fill in any of the filters you want to use. For example, you can apply for student permit and select the specialization, province that you're planning to move to, or even language. Based on the result, you can learn more about the consultant and ultimately message them or book a meeting with them. We know that planning a big move from outside Canada is overwhelming. That's why we're using technology to make that safer and simpler for you.
One last thing. I know that this is out of the scope of our discussion, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on what you think about people who choose to DIY their immigration application.
Yeah, for sure. I personally think DIY is a good choice. If you're detail-oriented, you don't mind doing the research, figuring things out on your own, like that's a great choice because you can save a bit of money. However, I have tried to do it myself years ago and I almost messed up, couldn't start school on the same year that I planned to. So that's a risk that maybe simple mistake could postpone your studying. And if cost is a big worry for you, we totally understand. There's actually some application review services that are provided by immigration consultant where it's just a small chunk of their full service fee where you'll be preparing your application and you can just get them to do the final check, making sure there's no big errors in your application. At the end of the day, there's not really a right or wrong answer to whether hire an immigration consultant or do it yourself. It really depends on your situation and also how comfortable you are dealing with the application yourself. We understand it's a stressful process, so if you're not sure whether you should go with the DIY route or you should work with some professional, feel free to reach out to us. Immisearch would love to help you and talk to you. So yeah, if you want to check out our website, you can type in immisearch.ca with this link here.
Now, the reason why I ask is because I'm a DIYer myself and I strongly encourage people to take this route. But I also understand that not all cases are the same and straightforward. Hence, I also agree with you with the use of authorized representatives to assist those with complex or challenging applications. Anyway, thank you for being honest and for explaining how your platform works.
Thanks so much for having us, Rachel, and everyone for listening. We know that immigration is a super overwhelming process, but you're not alone. So reach out to Rachel, reach out to us, and we'll definitely be able to help. I'm super excited to have you come to Canada, and we'll look forward to welcoming you with open arms.
We both want you to do well, and that's why we're here to help should you need it. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Be safe and be kind. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.
I started Immisearch.
Cheers.
Good. Okay. That's it.
Wow.
Do you have any?
Hope that 60
Congrats.
It's okay.
I know.
I hope that was okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a thumbnail. Maybe over here thumbnail.
Yeah, but we'll take a selfie.
Maybe like if it's a
That's a wrap. Oh my gosh.